Right, Sunday the 7th of August 2011, and I'm down in Sussex, just about to undertake Free Walk 25, which is a long one, 16.5 miles twixt Southease and Eastbourne. It's a very blustery day today. Wind speeds up to 35 knots per hour, so I noticed on the weather chart. And I forgot my hat today as well, so doesn't bode well. Anyway, the weather certainly does. Apart from the wind, nice mixed bag. Chance of a shower later, but hopefully that won't materialise. It's now 12 noon, well 10 past 12, so I anticipate about 7 hours walking via Alfriston. Should be done by about 7, I guess. Anyway, let's see. No rush today. Evenings are drawing in though. Sunset now about 8:40. That's always a sad occasion, that. Right, so let's press on. So, a feature we filmed before on previous walks. This new footbridge over the A26 and the onward journey up to Wilmington Hill. Not that many people about today, surprisingly. A couple of cyclists up there. And if the cattle I encountered before will be there today. Confirmation there of the bridge being opened on the 4th of August, very close to today, 2006. So now 5 years old. The view back towards Lewis from a point on Wilmington Hill. Hope you can still hear me, mind. And up ahead of us in the very distance there is the radio mast. Not much in the way of gliding going on today. Far too windy. There's some intrepid souls over there having a go. On my right, in the distance, is the sea. Which port or resort that is. Don't think that's right by any means. Could be seafood actually. That's the 164 metre trig point next to Red Lion Pond on the map. So already we're at quite a height. And there's the onward journey. As I suspected, plenty of sheep around. My trusty friends, avoiding the ragwort ridges. The radio mast's next to Jevington Hill, which is 190 metres. Looks worryingly grey over that way. That's northwards. Let's hope it stays over there. Incredibly windy, as predicted. Looking back towards Lewis. Firle Beacon ahead of me there, which is where I propose to have my lunch. This is from a point just the other side of the TV mast. Plenty of white horses at sea today. Firle Tower down there in the distance. Obviously seen on another walk that we did not so long ago. Lewis Fire West Firle Circular, I think it was. Or maybe not, because I've done that walk yet. Rather delicious views from the car park just above Firle Plantation on the map. Firle Beacon. Delightful shot, eh? Okay, so now at Firle Beacon, it's about 1:25. So this nice gorse bush here will provide suitable shelter from the wind for today's lunch spot, which affords a delightful view. Look at that, absolutely amazing. Reservoir over there in the distance. Wonder if that's Arlington. Could well be Arlington, because that's not far from Berwick, which is in this neck of the woods. Fingers crossed, still no drops of rain. Right, lunch is served. Okay, lunch has been had, about 2 o'clock, and this is the trig point, or part of the GPS network at Firle Beacon, 217 metres above sea level, so a fair height. Hereafter the walk descends down into Alfriston. Cuckmere Haven over there in the distance. I do recall filming this walk before, this section of the walk anyway, and it was equally windy. But back then it was on my mobile phone, so I didn't have this wind protection I've now got. So hopefully these are better pictures. This here in front of me is the point on the map called Jerry's Pond, I presume, on Bostel Hill. Great scenery. Alfriston's over that way somewhere. Another shot of Cuckmere Haven. As you can see, the tide's well up. Looking down on Alfriston, with his church over there, and in the background is what I believe to be the rest of the walk up on that ridge. So there we have it, confirmation that we're on the South Downs way, pretty much all day as well. I took this shot on the last walk I did along here as well, funnily enough. So far on the walk there hasn't been much in terms of colour to film. because it's all been pretty much white or green, downland. But here we have a nice splash of crimson. Not sure what plant that is, but it's on its last legs now, as you can see. Very little in the way of bird song either. Obviously they're off molting or otherwise engaged. Classic downland walking this. Some further delights just on the outskirts of Alfriston. Ragwort again down in front of me. Seems to be everywhere at the moment. Solitary horse over there. Happy enough. More views outside Alfriston. Rather appropriate there, the Rambler bus, Cuckmere Valley community bus run by Plant Oil. The onward journey is over there down River Lane. Okay, this is Alfriston from a different angle because I haven't taken the South Downs Way this direction before, towards Windover Hill. It's now 3:10 just for the record, which means I've walked those 7 miles from Southease in 3 hours. So for those thinking of having lunch here, as someone has already written in the notes, not a realistic option unless you start a whole heap earlier, which obviously I didn't. But even if you caught the 9:15 train, you wouldn't be here till 2:15. So yeah. Incidentally, I'm not sure that those footnotes that are on the website apply to this walk. Some confusion there, I think. Another view of Alfriston and its surrounding countryside. Lovely little village. Different kind of scenery now as we leave the fringes of Alfriston. Further views of Alfriston from a point halfway towards Windover Hill, which I now realise I did quite recently on another walk. And the other side. Lovely ridge there. Okay, still climbing Windover Hill. There's Arlington Reservoir over there, Berwick. The bridge that we were walking along this morning. And Alfriston down there in the distance, nestling in the valley. Delightful. And once again, here's the feature that I compared to my Cuckmere. There is a wogan over there, the wild bison. sea in the distance there. Going round the side of the brim of the hill, not taking the northern option to look at the old man or the long man, because I did that the other week when I did the Berwick to Seaford walk. Some big old beasties there, but luckily they're relatively tame. Yeah, alright. Another one over there. The onward journey towards Jevington's that way. What a fantastic valley shot that is. Just the other side of Windover Hill. Look at the shadows in there as the sun moves across. Fantastic. Very lucky with the weather today. Wind aside, I guess. Still, because it's not raining, I don't care what it does. But that's lovely, that is. Sea in the distance there. Just about visible. Camera's moving because of the strength of the wind. Our onward journey is up there towards those sheep in the distance. I would just add at this point, 214 metres, Windover Hill, or just past it, the tumuli there, is probably the highest point on the walk, I think. It's also the quietest part of the walk thus far. Less car parking spaces around, so fewer people about. It's great. There's a sign on the floor over there, one of the South Down Way signs. But what you don't do is follow the bridleway to the right of that delightful valley there, because that's going to take you in the wrong direction. What you need to do is continue about 50 metres further, and then you'll come across one of these South Downs Way markers. There's another one in the distance there, and that's taking us to Jevington, up there on the hill. So be careful at that point. This clump of gorse is your marker, because it's marked on the map as a cluster of blue symbols, springs I guess. Old sheep pens over there, I believe, marked on the map as tumuli, but it's like sheep pens to me. Most people I'm seeing today are cyclists, as in that crowd approaching me now. Further shot of the sun shining on the sea over there. In the very distance, not sure if it's visible on this, there you go. God, the wind's strong. TV masts, where are they gone? Lost them. God, the wind. Yeah, there they are. So that's how much distance we've covered. Masses of hawthorns out already in early August. It's incredible. Lots of them as well. I wonder what that says about the forthcoming winter. South Downs Way path descending down into Jevington. Some respite from the wind in here. Right, appropriately, St Andrew's Church, Jevington. Very old church this. Saxon, I dare say. Anyway, at this point, the South Downs Way marker over there has just told me that it's 3 miles to Alfriston, so that's another 3 down. And the time now is 4:30, so it's about 10 miles, no, it must be more than 10 miles done. 7 and 3, yeah, that's 10. Still leaves 7 miles to go, can't believe that. So we've got this little memento here to the Golden Jubilee 2002, presented by Jeff and Carol Brain. Now, as I thought, that marker there in front of the pub is telling me 4 miles to go, which would imply that I've already walked 13, which is more like it. 4 miles to go, 2.5 miles an hour, a little bit of an incline. It's another couple of hours, 6:30, I think that's about right. Anyway, that's a suggested pub in Jevington. Well, it's called the Hungry Monk Restaurant, actually. Tea time stop if you so wish. Apparently that pub's the birthplace of banoffee pie, if you believe that. I always thought it was an American idea. There is also a nice little tea gardens here, which as I speak is open. Just where you branch off for the South Downs Way. A view back towards Jevington from the final climb. Jevington's here. Quite delightful scenery though. Loads of these black beetles around on this path. Obviously a fresh batch, I guess. Not sure what they are, but lots of them. Another interesting shrub there that I don't even know if it's British. Doesn't look native. Some are black, some are red. Strange. Anyway, got no idea what that is. Another view back towards Jevington with its church down there. St Andrew's, obviously. Reservoir again in the distance. It's an amazing journey we've covered today when you look back at those ridges. Brilliant walk. And here we go, Beachy Head and Eastbourne, straight on. This trig point here, 201 metres high, gives a fantastic view of the English coastline here. Hastings beyond, Eastbourne down below. And Beachy Head somewhere over there in the distance. Just make out the pub there, very far distance. Over there. There's another one of those water traps. The old dog loves that. Look at him. He knows all about that. Nice cooling bath, eh? This is the walking, last section of the South Downs Way before we descend into Eastbourne. Okay, probably the last of the trig points now. This one being at 168 metres. There's Eastbourne in the distance. I have to make a decision now as to whether to turn left and go into Eastbourne that way, or continue ahead a little way and rejoin the South Downs Way up there, but without going to Beachy Head. I think that's probably what I'll do. It's 5:30 now, so I'm well on course. Swallows there are loving that pond. Trouble is, it's not wide enough for them to skim across. Ragwort everywhere. Who needs the med, eh, on days like today? Fantastic. Mixed in with clusters of a kind of thistle. Don't see that very often. The kind of thistle, that is. Well, I actually changed my mind about walking out to Beachy Head Way and joining up with the southern section of the South Downs Way, and instead I've taken the option marked Paradise Row, I think, Paradise Walk or something like that it's called, because I haven't been down this way before, and it's actually delightful. Still an area of outstanding natural beauty on the map, and it certainly is. So highly recommended. And just as I'm leaving the park, information board here about the South Downs Way, accompanying map telling us it's 101 miles long. There you go. Jevington 4, Winchester 100. Which is where I was the other day, a couple of weeks ago. So here I am at the beginning, and not so many weeks ago I was down at Winchester. Okay, 6:20, and we get our first sight of Eastbourne Beach and its pier. 6:20 means it's taken me 6 hours and 10 minutes to get this far. So not bad going. Sun's gone in, it's clouded over a bit, but luckily still no rain. Time to get some grub now, chips with something, maybe fish, don't know. Just for the record, I think I might have just seen a wryneck up in that Paradise Walk. Couldn't get it on film though. Very rare sighting that is. So, 7:30, waiting for the approximately 8 o'clock train. So that's free walk 25 completed. Didn't take me pedometer today, so I can't verify the distance, but 16.5 miles officially. Very noisy Eastbourne station. I would suggest that if you do the reverse version of the walk, i.e. from Eastbourne to Southease, you choose a day when the wind is not blowing southwesterly. It helps very much if you have the wind behind you, as I did today, and was thus able to complete the walk in 6 hours. A delightful walk. Thank you very much for the originator.